Good morning and welcome to the Crafty Canary. Today I'm going to show you how I make my smoothies. And I know we all have different recipes for smoothies, different ways we make them, but I'm just going to show you the way I do mine. I like to do it to get vegetables and fruit in my diet. So I know you may say vegetables, yuck, but the way I make it you cannot taste. I use spinach and you cannot taste it at all. So let's get started. I use a blender that has both a big canister that you could make for multiple people, or it even has an individual little, basically smoothie cup that I can make if I'm just doing it for myself. And today I'm just doing it for myself, so I'll show you how to do it for one person. You could just multiply basically everything by 2 or more if you're doing it for more people. So what I always like to start out with for the sweetness is a banana. And for just one person, I will just use half a banana. So for myself here today, I'm just gonna use half the banana. If I were doing it for myself and my son, I would use the whole banana. Probably if I was even doing it for 3 people, it's sweet enough with just the banana. And I don't add any other sweetener. So no stevia, no sugar, nothing. And like I say, I like to add vegetables. So I like to add spinach. Now I can use fresh or frozen spinach, and I will just stuff some down in there, and so that we can get as much packed in here as possible, I'm gonna kind of stuff it into my cup with my tongs. And I tell you what, I have done this with our smoothies since my son was very little, and he never has complained. Now he does like spinach anyway, just to eat it plain. He's an odd child in that, but he will eat spinach plain. But even with the green little flecks that it's gonna come out, it's gonna blend very small, so you won't see them very much. But even with those green specks, he still loves these smoothies. Now, if you want the protein and you're doing dairy, you can put a little bit of yogurt. I use plain Greek yogurt. If you want to add a little more sweetness or a little flavor, you could add some fruit flavored or some vanilla flavored, but I just like to use the plain. And I use strawberries and blueberries. Now, sometimes I'll mix it up and I might use some mango or something else. I have a 1/3 cup measure, but I'm gonna go ahead and get like 4 whole strawberries. Sometimes I use sliced frozen, and that's a little easier to blend up, but today I have whole. And then about a 1/3 cup of blueberries, and I'm getting a little full, so I'm gonna have to kind of cram it down a little into my cup. So I'll just use, here I'll get my tongs back because that's easier, and cram it down. Now if I use fresh fruit, which sometimes I do, I will also add some ice cubes so that this really turns out to be a smoothie consistency. But with the frozen fruit, I don't have to add any ice because it's gonna have the frozenness from the fruit and give you that smoothie consistency. Now, I almost put it on the blender. I like to use fruit juice. I like to use 100% cranberry juice. So you could use apple juice, you could use whatever juice you like, but I would suggest using 100% juice instead of some sort of cocktail that has added sugar. So I just kind of, and here you'll notice I'm not measuring anything. I just kind of do things. I just go, whoa! It's not draining down to the bottom very easily, so it's not really showing me how much I have, but I bet that's about a 1/3, a half of the canister. I'm gonna have to let it drain a little more before I put the lid on. But this is basically what I do. Now, if you want a creamier consistency, you could use milk. If you're not doing dairy, you could use almond milk. And I really don't notice a lot of flavor difference when I use milk and almond milk. So I like almond milk in my smoothies just as much as milk if I'm going for that more smooth, creamy consistency. Today I want more of a fruit flavor and consistency, so I use the cranberry juice. And again, that also adds a little bit more sweetness to it because it's got the natural sugars in the cranberries. So I did get this rather full, so I'm gonna get this lid on, make sure it's on well. I don't know if you can hear or not, but it is pouring rain outside. Okay, so we're gonna turn the power on, put it on. This one actually has a separate button when you use the single serve, so here we go. So really just a few seconds, and I had enough liquid in there that it blended pretty quickly and pretty well. Sometimes if you don't have enough liquid in there, it's a little thick and it won't blend as well. So you can just take it off, add a little bit more juice or milk, and put it back on the blender. I'm gonna give it one more blend just to make sure. And here we go. See, you really Cannot even tell the difference between the green spinach flecks and the blueberry flecks. It just all kind of blends so nicely in there that if you were giving this to a child who didn't like spinach and trying to get some spinach in them, they probably would never know the difference if they didn't see you make it. So let's get the lid on and have a taste. So here's my drinking lid. Got a straw in it and delicious. A little tart from the yogurt, but nice and sweet without any sugar or even artificial sweetener in it. So I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe to my channel, share it with all your friends so we can get lots of subscribers in this community, and like my videos. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.